Davey, 0-0, home to Kilmarnock. Give us your initial thoughts straight after it.
It's a strange one, to be honest, because you probably, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think anyone deserved to win the game. But again, when you've got a free shot for 12 yards, I think you've got to then put it into context. Spoke to wee Bruce, he's probably down in the dumps with it, and I understand that. He's a goal scorer, he wants to do his best for Livingston, he wants to score goals, he probably feels a wee bit like he's let us down. But I did say, I think, Bruce, you've got to hit target. I don't mind a keeper saves it, but I think when you're not hitting target that late on in the game with a penalty, it feels like a missed opportunity. That's really how I feel. So there's probably more negativity in the changing room than positivity, whereas in a strange way last week there was probably a wee bit more positivity within the changing room in terms of the performance. We came out the wrong end of the result, but I think the performance was there. Today I don't think Kilmarnock ourselves deserved much more from the game. So you should really be sitting here saying 0-0, clean sheet, it's a point, clean sheet, and we'll dust ourselves down and move on. But then you kind of reflect back onto the penalty miss, not hitting target, and kind of a wee bit of a sucker punch, if I'm honest.
The run of defeats is over after another point on the board and move on to Aberdeen. Is that the kind of positive from today? That
doesn't feel like that. I'm not going to sit here and lie, no. Doesn't feel like that. And how I work is, and you probably know this, I don't really focus on what's happened previously, right or wrong. It's how I manage my life. I kind of try and affect what I can affect the now. I can't do anything about the penalty miss now. I can't do anything about the missed opportunity. So I just kind of look at the next game and how we get points within the next game. I don't really focus on if you'd won 6, drawn 6 or lost. I don't really spend too much time on it. So you guys are probably sitting looking at the positives here. I find that a wee bit difficult at this point in time, but come tomorrow we're back in training, we'll look at the point, we'll look at a clean sheet, but it does feel like a missed opportunity.
So it was Bruce's miss. The only other real chance in the game was maybe Kyle Vassell in the first half, Shamal's near post, but yeah, there wasn't really anything else in the game.
Nah, I think some of these decisions, but I don't think he's offside at that point, to be fair. But he's caught the ball quite well, hasn't he? And it's a half, but that was it. But I don't think the fans quite understood the conditions. I don't know if you guys actually felt that watching.
Could pick it up on the mic with the wind, but
it was bad. They came in after the warm-up, the staff, and said it's a lot windier than you actually thought, and it was swirling. And I think we found it quite difficult to get out our half. In the first half, they swung us round, and I think the second half that was shown for us. They found it quite difficult to come out their half. But it was two halves where wasn't really anything in the game, was there? They're sitting 5th in the league for a reason, because they're good at what they do. But I thought both teams kind of nullified one another today. Albeit go back to it with a chance to take a wee bit more for the game, and it feels like a missed opportunity.
Obviously one of their main players was Danny Armstrong. Based on today, have you done some work on him during the week to nullify what he could do, because he is one of their more creative?
He got in behind once. I think we doubled up on him. I think it was Penners and Shins. We probably got a wee bit more aggressive getting out there. Once you've got the two doubled up, you can then get more pressure on the ball. But I thought Penners dealt with him very, very well today. That's one of defending's biggest quality. I think he's a good defender 1v1, but he offers you a lot offensively also. So I think he got in behind us once. Mick took a good foul, to be fair. He had to take that foul in the second half. But I don't think he done too much. But on the flip side, it's probably very similar with Big Joe. I think he struggled to get in the game. I thought offensively Penners struggled to get in the game. And not them personally, I just think in the style of the game, the manner of the game, when you're looking at the wide players, I think there wasn't a lot of football played because you're playing the conditions.
Did you try and isolate Joe almost to try and rotate and get out there? Or?
Yeah, but I think the first half kind of killed that a wee bit because it was very, very difficult to get any momentum in the game. So I think the back 3, back 5 at parts were just happy to get in at half time with a clean sheet, because I thought, what I will say is I thought we defended our 18-yard box very, very well in the first half. It was difficult to get out your half, so you weren't inviting the press. We tried to play out and get the wing backs on the ball. Second half, probably looking at the game, reflection, spoke about that. I think we've got to do a wee bit more collectively to get the wider players on the ball, to kind of get controlled entries. The game was still really direct at that point, and it never really changed at any moments in the game, and that was probably, on reflection, a part that I think the back 3 could have dropped a wee bit. But again, I speak to the boys about their game management, and I think it's important that they manage the game, and that's how they felt the game need managed at that point. So I think you've got to roll with it at times.
We've seen Joel back in the starting 11 today, obviously in that kind of right wing back position, and then into number 10, then into number 9 eventually. It shows what he can bring to the team in terms of his versatility. I
think like Joel probably be the first to admit he's probably not hitting the form that he hit last year, but what I would caveat that way, I still think he's one of our more effective players. So the boys within the building have got to do more to get him out of the team. So I would agree he's probably not hit the heights of last year, but I'd say I'm at that position, me personally, the team's at that, collectively we're all on the same page there. Jamie Brand, I was gutted taking him out of the team, do you know that? Because he gives you everything every week, and I thought he'd done really well last week. But I thought Joel just was going to give us a wee bit more offensively, and that's why I probably went for Joel over Jamie. I thought Jamie was really unlucky not to be involved today. I thought Big Curtis, to be honest, I think Big Curtis has probably been one of our better players over the last 3-4 games, maybe from St Mirren onwards. I think he's been very effective. It's Curtis that wins his penalty today. And I thought the shape last week and the personnel last week performed extremely well. And when you've got a wee bit of vulnerability within the group, we're a wee bit fragile, low in confidence, a wee bit low in self-esteem, I think it's important to try and get as much continuity on the back of good performances in the team as much as possible.
Obviously made the change at half time, bringing Sean Kelly off and Bruce on. So what, is that what it was? Was it kind of tactical, or was it?
I'm a wee bit. Brucey was always coming on the park. I wanted to see how the game went. And Brucey was always going to take part in the game at some point, so probably around the 60-minute mark I would have made changes within the game, not necessarily Sean, to be honest. Ironically, Sean scored his last 3 pens, and Sean's the one that comes off at half time. But Sean came off with a tight hamstring, told us that at half time, so I thought, well, I was going to change it anyway, whether it was Sean or someone else who would have came off on the 60-minute mark. The plan was always to get wee Brucey involved in the game.
Any other kind of knocks looking forward to Wednesday now?
Mick was a wee bit tight, Notch was a wee bit tight, Ayo, we're going to have to keep an eye on Ayo because that's the big man's first back-to-back 90 minutes and a good number, a long time going back to even last season, so I know he's played a bit of cup football, but it's different from Premier League football. There's a few boys that are tight, but not any more than what Aberdeen are going to be, let's be honest. They played Thursday, they're playing Sunday, so we'll not be going up to Pittodrie looking at that and using that as an excuse, if I'm honest.
Absolutely. Back in the building tomorrow and get prepped and ready to go then?
Yeah. And just want to thank the fans today. I thought the fans were pretty positive today. Boys, what are they called again?
Section C3 or something like that, is it?
Brilliant, honestly, like keep it coming, because it does make a difference. Get a wee bit of momentum, you guys really help with that, so listen, thanks very much to the fans and thanks for sticking with us, and listen, all I want to say is everybody in this building is doing everything they can to keep this club in the Premier League.
Thanks for your time, David, appreciate it.